selling the actual product, you're selling the dream of the product, of the service, you know? And so you can do the exact same thing, but pair it with value. Like, and ask yourself, is this enriching my own life when I'm putting this out there? You know, that's a good check. So it's like, do I want to like this content? Would I comment on this? You know, that's a good barometer, because if you're not going to do it yourself, then what makes you think anyone else is going to?
Welcome to Social Post, a podcast brought to you by Team Edgar. Each week, we bring you a guest to inspire your creativity, breathe new life into your marketing strategy, and get you motivated to take action in your business. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned entrepreneur, you'll walk away feeling like you took your social media marketing multivitamin. Enjoy the interview, and remember, what's possible for them is possible for you. And we can't wait to see your success.
Hey guys, welcome back to Social Post. And today we are really lucky to be joined by Derren from Social Sensei. And we are going to dive deep into some cool marketing techniques. But first, I'll pass it over to Derren to introduce himself and his company a little bit to start. So Derren, go right ahead.
Absolutely. As previously stated, I'm Derren Ohanian. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Social Sensei. Social Sensei is a Instagram growth agency. We help small businesses and mid-market businesses grow their Instagram accounts or get ad placement with influencers in their target market.
That sounds so interesting to be in this space right now. And one of the things I think I would love for you to dive into first is, when I was looking at your programs, you talk a lot about having celebrities as well as micro influencers help build followers. So can you dive into a little bit about both of those terms and how it's such an effective route to take these days on social media to use celebrities and micro influencers in order to get brand awareness?
Yeah, absolutely. So about a year ago, everyone was on Instagram automation. That was like the greatest thing in the world. And it was awesome for small businesses too, because it was cheap, it was affordable, and you got followers from your target audience. You know, in August 2019, like, Instagram changed their API, completely blocked off all access to any type of automation. And really, we saw engagement and the ability to gain followers just completely fall off of a cliff. And probably many of you out there right now are wondering, well, I'm doing everything right. I've got my Instagram strategy down. I'm, you know, posting once per day at the recommended time, all these things, using the right hashtags, and I'm still not growing. And so we had a bunch of clients, and we're scrambling to figure out, well, what's the next greatest thing? What's the next growth hack that's going to really break through? And what we found is influencer marketing is the answer in 2020. And what that looks like is twofold, and primarily based on your budget. So obviously, working with celebrities, there's pros and cons to that. Mainly pros. The con is they're extremely expensive. So we just ran a contest with Kevin Hart, for example, last month, and you know, he has 96 million followers. Now, to gain entry into that contest, you're talking about $25,000 just to have your name placed there. So the barrier to entry to working with a celebrity is much higher, but also you're getting the star power, you're getting the brand association being associated with that celebrity, you're getting their target audience that they built over years and years to amass. So, you know, working with Kevin Hart, you've got a consumer-based audience that's ready to purchase. And so that's really great for anyone that has a product or service that wants to reach kind of mainstream America. Additionally, now talking about micro influencers, this really opens up the door for everyone to play in that same space. And it's really cool too, because there's, again, twofold of how you can approach this. So one is called the promotional giveaway or the loop giveaway. And what we do here is we'll pair you up with an influencer, and on that influencer's page, they're going to run a contest, a giveaway. So we'll put up the prize, $500, an iPhone, an iPad, and then they're going to incentivize their followers to follow your account. And so they'll say, hey, go follow at Social Sensei to enter into this contest. So these are real people, active, engaged on the platform. Of course, they want to win the contest, but also they're going to check out your page and they're going to follow you. So if you have relevant content, provides value and isn't just trying to spam them with sales and things like that, then you're going to be able to convert these followers into loyal fans, and then of course convert those into leads or sales. Now, the other form of micro influencer marketing is something that is kind of a new term. It's coming out as creator marketing. That's kind of the buzzword that's going out there in the world. And a lot of people just haven't really heard that, because typically people will think of influencer marketing, okay, I'm paying for an advertisement on somebody's page. So they call it social ads. But creator marketing is one step further. It's a little bit more interesting. So you work with us, you let us know what your budget is, and you let us know the target audience that you want to target. So let's just say you have a budget of $3,000 and you want to target, I sell dog treats. I only want people that love dogs or have dogs, right? That's my target audience. Now with the loop giveaways, those are more general audiences. You know, we try to get mainstream. You can do location-based, USA, Europe, South America. But with the creator marketing, you can get extremely granular. So we're on your behalf, we'll go ahead and do the research for you. We'll find the top 5 influencers that match up with your budget. We'll get complete breakdowns, male, female ratio, you know, location ratio of their followers, age range of their followers, and then understanding how much does it cost for a video post? How much does it cost for a photo post? How much does it cost for a story post? So if you have $3,000, you know, on the top end, we'll give you an influencer that maybe has 250,000 followers. They've been featured on TV, you know, things of this nature, and they're charging $3,000 for a single photo post. But these guys are professional. You know, they're working with Cliff Bar. They're working with other big brands already. So you're not getting any riffraff. You don't have to go through trying to pick out the good apples from the bad apples. If you try to do the work yourself, you don't need to get contracts and stuff. We take care of all that for you. Now, you could just do one post with one larger influencer, or we also give you the option of creating a campaign. Well, why don't we do 10 posts at $300 a piece across 3 different influencers, see which influencer actually generates the most revenue for you, because we track all the ROI through the call to actions that you set up with the influencers, driving them back to your website or email signups or sales, whatever you want to track. And then from there, now you've developed a relationship. That's the difference between traditional social ad and creator marketing. You're actually building relationships with these people, and the cool thing is they get to learn your brand, and we work with them to come up with creative ideas to pitch to you. So say you're the dog treat company. Okay, great. We're going to take your dog treats. We're going to take Lulu out to the park, and we're going to have her roll on her stomach, and I'm going to throw her a dog treat, and she's going to jump in there and catch it, and that's going to be a 15-second Instagram story, right? Boom. Or maybe what we're going to do is we're going to do IGTV. We're going to open up, you know, I just got it from FedEx. We're going to unbox it. So excited, like do a review, and then, you know, feed my dog your treats. Or maybe I'll do an infographic with like 10 slides, and we'll create nice graphics, you know, pictures of Lulu running around your dog treat with the sunset behind it, perfect lighting coming through. And then on the last slide, it's a call to action, go to the website. You know, so the difference between the promotional giveaways or loop giveaways is the focus there is just gaining followers, brand exposure, which has its pros, because, you know, if you get over 10,000 followers, you get the very highly sought after swipe up feature on your Instagram stories, which is actually very beneficial to increasing conversion rates for anyone that's selling a product or service. Then, of course, you also get the boost in credibility. You know, so if I have 10,000 followers, just subconsciously, the way marketing works, people are going to gravitate more towards the person with 10,000 followers saying, I can trust this person because of social proof, because they have 10,000 followers. It doesn't mean you're actually good at what you do. It just means that people are going to more so blindly trust you versus somebody that has 10 followers and is selling the exact same product or service. It's just the name of the game. Now with creator marketing, the pros of that is you're getting a super targeted follower. So this follower is already resonating with the message or product or service that you're selling. Mm-hmm. So that means they're going to have a much higher chance for converting into a sale. Now, with the creator marketing campaigns, we don't guarantee followers, but you will see most likely you will see a higher conversion rate, higher engagement rate, because they're already interested in dog stuff and you're selling dog treats. Whereas with the loop giveaways, it's more of a general audience. And so you may get a boost in engagement, but we can't guarantee that. So yeah, that's a little bit of breakdown about influencer marketing.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I love how your company puts relationships at the forefront, because I do think that's so important. Social media has the word social in there for a reason. And people who are actually speaking on the behalf of your product or service should truly believe in their hearts that they're fitting in with their own brand messaging and stuff like that. So I think that's such a smart position to take for you guys. And I know, especially talking about all of this, laying the foundational work of using social media to help your business, not feeling like social media is running your life, can be a huge concern, especially listening to you talk about how much effort and work goes into creating relationships with these influencers and then continuing to engage with your community and the other part of the engagement side of social media. So I was wondering if you could touch on a little bit your ideas behind the work-life balance when it comes down to it, with balancing social media with your other businesses and life obligations a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking that question. I do want to touch really quickly too on the point where you said social in social media. And this also ties into the work-life balance, because a lot of people get stuck into the idea that, oh, I'm just trying to gain followers. Followers are just a number. But we have to remember, like, behind every single number is actually a person,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And would you just treat a person like, if you went to a party and you're just like, oh, I've got this person following me and I'm just going to completely ignore them. They're just like back here behind on my back somewhere, and like I'm walking around the party and like they're just observing me. Like, no, that's not the way it works. Like we have to remember to take our humanity from, you know, our day-to-day lives and like put that into our authentic relating with our followers. So creating those connections by not just putting like, oh, awesome photo on somebody's thing. Like, take the time to like really look at what their post is, you know, say something meaningful to them, send them a direct message if it really calls out to you. Obviously you don't do this to everyone, but the ones that resonate with you, like, make that connection. You'll be so surprised. You know, there's 6 degrees of separation between everyone. You have no idea who knows somebody that needs your business or service. And word of mouth marketing is the absolute number one marketing platform for all of eternity and forever will be. So if people think that you're a cool person and you're a cool brand and you actually care, and because you actually do, then you're going to reap just ripples and ripples of benefits that cannot be tracked on a Google Analytics platform. So part of that is finding the balance between work and life, because as entrepreneurs, oh my God, you know, there's only so many hours in a day of things that we can do, and the list keeps getting longer and longer. And now we're adding social media, which is a full-time job, to our plate. I mean, I'm going to pull my hair out just thinking about it, you know? And then of course, if you're a solopreneur, like, oh, well, I've got to hire somebody and, you know, figure out how to do this and all these things. So how can we stay in our zone of genius, the place where we really shine? And part of being a solopreneur or a small business owner is like, we sometimes get trapped into the ideology of the lone wolf syndrome, where we're kind of like out there on an island and we're like, oh man, I have to do everything myself. No one's going to do it better than me. And really, honestly, this is a trust issue. So just, we need to step into that fear of not being able to trust or hand off something else to somebody, our baby, because it's our baby, you know, it's our business and things like that. And we really have to trust that there's other people in their zone of expertise, whether it's social sensei with influencer marketing, Instagram, or if it's somebody else, you know, that's doing content marketing for you, that they can learn and they can set up this process. So how do we get from being just so busy that I'm bogged down, and after 6 to 9 months I get burned out and I just can't fucking work anymore, you know, and I have to take a vacation and then do it all over again? How do we stop that hamster wheel of constantly destroying ourselves? But I don't, that's not a joke, that's literally, because I've done that before. I've destroyed my health from just working on the computer like 12 to 16 hours a day. It's not healthy. So if you're doing that, take a moment to reflect on what I'm about to say. So the key to success is mastering the art of delegation. You know, becoming the master of the chessboard, being able to see your chessboard and where your business needs to go, having the vision of where you want to go with the goal, and then getting the chess pieces to move in the way that you need them to move. So if I'm a solopreneur, the first thing I'm going to do is figure out all the stuff that I do not like doing. Let's write down that list. Okay, I don't like creating captions. I don't like, doing community management. I don't like these things, but I do like taking pictures of what I'm doing every day. And I want people to know what I'm doing every day. And I do like doing little 15-second stories of where I'm around, right? So let's fill those holes. Now, where can I go to fill that out? Well, you guys should be checking out upwork.com or freelancer.com and finding VAs to take these menial tasks that you're not interested in, that they're super excited to do because it's their passion, and because the hourly rate that you're going to give them is going to help provide for their family and their careers better than anything that they're getting in their country. So you're both providing a service to each other and finding that perfect symbiosis where it's a win-win situation. And that's what we need to do with every single person, whether you're hiring overseas or in the States. If you do have the capital to hire somebody in States, there's less of a training curve, less hand-holding. And what we get to do with all these processes is invest the time to create task lists, like step by step, anything that's repeatable. So how can I set it and forget it? Okay, if I create a task list and then I get somebody to just knock that task out over and over and over and over again, like that's set it and forget it. It's taken care of. There's no room for error. Obviously you have to check in maybe the first month, every single week, to make sure everyone's doing something, they're doing it right. But you're checking in once a week rather than you doing that task every single day. So what does that do? That frees up a ton of time. Now I've got time to actually eat my breakfast without like shoving it down my throat. I've got time to hang out with my family, go to the park, relax. And what does this do? This puts your nervous system in a relaxed and calm state rather than being this stressed out, going from one thing to the next thing. And your brain's so scrambled that when you're actually trying to sell something to somebody, you're all over the place, and they're just like, wow, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Like, I don't know what it's about you, your vibe or whatever, but I'm just not interested, Whereas you could be in your center and focused and be at ease and sell without selling, It's like, oh yeah, I've got this great thing. Do you want to check it out? No pressure. Whereas in the other situation, it's like you're always scrambling, trying to like reach for something. So the work-life balance is super critical. And I found that the less I work, the more efficient I work. So what I mean by that is I could work 12 to 16 hours a day before, but now because I'm more in my balanced lifestyle and I'm exercising, meditating, doing breath work, things like this, and yoga, that I can work 4 hours and it equates to the same thing that what I was doing 12 to 16 hours, because I'm just like boom, 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 boom. My brain is just like operating at high speed, and taking care of things with grace, ease, and flow. And when we can get to that state, there's a big thing going on in Silicon Valley now. It's like the flow state, So there's a great book you guys can read. It's called Stealing Fire. It talks about getting into this flow state, what the government's been doing to get people into peak optimal performance and things of that nature. And a lot of the top performing CEOs in Silicon Valley are doing all types of different methodologies so that they can enter into the state. Because when you're in the flow state, everything is easy. You're getting all the creative ideas that are going to help you get to the next stage, and there's no like banging your head on a wall, because you're just flowing with the river of life rather than like trying to carve your way through with like a shovel through a mountain. So yeah, there's so many easier ways. And I guess I'll just end that segment by saying, if you have 10 minutes in the morning, try to take up a meditation practice because it will change your life. I'll just end that whole segment right there on that one.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. And it really reminds me of this quote that you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And your systems have to include things like you were speaking to, a repeatable process that you can delegate to everyone else, because no one can read your mind. But if you actually take the time to lay it out and kind of write out these steps that someone else could be able to do it for you, to free up your time to meditate and get clear so you can serve people better, it's all that system that makes so much sense. And I'm very glad you brought that up, because I think so much of the time our rest really is where our subconscious mind will be able to solve those problems as well. So if you're someone out there who is having a hard time finding times to rest, really look for ways that you can practice things like these systems that Derren's referring to, or like batching your workflows and stuff like that, to find these areas in your day that your free time can be used to recharge a little bit. I love that so much. Cool. You have been such a wealth of information. And just to wrap this up, I would love for you to leave us with your favorite marketing tips, whether they're for Instagram or something else that our community could take action on.
Absolutely. Okay. Marketing tips. So that is just such, I have like encyclopedia. I'm like, okay, which
Yeah.
do I go to? But just speaking directly to like the solopreneur and the kind of like small business owner, I think the biggest thing I see that is a problem with out there is in regards to marketing is positioning yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So understanding how to present yourself. People have literally like 1 to 3 seconds when they go to your Instagram page or they go to your website before they're like, no, I'm not interested in this. So it's very important to be able to transmit your message quickly and efficiently. A lot of people will put up information that isn't relevant, or they'll put up too much information where it just bogs the mind. So understanding how to set up your Instagram and your landing page so that it's clean, it's presentable, it's concise and precise, so that it drops that little nugget of knowledge into whoever's visiting. So even if they leave, they're like, oh, if I need the dog treat guy, I'm going to go back to that website, and a couple of things like that is creating a tagline, something that is a 1-sentence line that literally summarizes everything you do in 1 sentence. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. I don't have it memorized off the top of my head, but if I go to my website, socialsensei.co, and actually that's a really good website if you want to take a look at how to position yourself. My one line is, we guarantee thousands of real followers to your Instagram account every month. So I have 3 seconds, got you in 3 seconds. If you need that, great. You're going to look at the rest of my website. If you don't need that, great. Perfect. Maybe you'll remember me when you do need that, or you have a friend that needs that, you'll refer us. So how can I get one line that encapsulates everything that I do and put that out there? And then that's the message that you want to keep proliferating and promoting through your Instagram, through all your branding. Make sure that it's there and it's clear and it's concise. After that, you can go get more into the details and talk about the process, how it works and things like that. But it's really that first 3 seconds. Like, another thing to remember too is, like, when you're posting content, 2 things. One, it has to be compelling visually, especially if you're on Instagram. People are scrolling through thousands and thousands and thousands of things. You've got to think, I got to look at this photo and be like, I am going to stop my Instagram scroll frenzy right now so I could look at my own photo because it's so beautiful, or it's so captivating, so amazing. Like, that's the level. if you want to break through, that's the level that you've got to aim for. And that can be a tall order for a lot of people that don't have professional photographers or aren't a professional photographer themselves. But you can get creative, have fun with your content, find ways to make that dog treat really look different from any other dog treat in the world. I don't know how. Maybe you guys will come up with it for your own brand in the way that you want to position it yourself. And lastly is value. A lot of people, man, God bless their souls. They're really trying to make it. They want to put that dog treat out there into the world, and they want every dog to have it. But they say, hey, buy this dog treat now for $9.99. It's the best dog treat in the world. Do I want to read that on my feed? That's just an advertisement. Like, give me something to work with. Like, would you want to read that on your feed if somebody said that? And you need to figure out, how can I provide value to my followers? How can I enrich their lives? How can I give them information that's going to make them better people or make their dog healthier? So let's talk about the nutrients in your dog treat. Let's talk about the benefits of why, you know, your dog needs this. Let's talk about your manufacturing process, how you care about so much about the earth and fair trade, that you're really working hard to, you know, build those relationships that make the world a better place. Let's talk about your mission. Like, why are you doing it? Why are you waking up every single day in the morning? Like, what is lighting you up that gives you such drive and passion that you're building this business, you know? Let's talk about maybe other dog owners that have used your treats. Like, how did it change their dogs' lives and their lives, you know, them going out more? Oh, my dog has more energy, so we can go on hikes all the way up to this mountain and look at this epic sunset view. Like, put that out there. You know, it's almost a little bit like being a realtor or a car salesman. You're not selling the actual product, you're selling the dream of the product, of the service, you know? And so you can do the exact same thing, but pair it with value. Like, and ask yourself, is this enriching my own life when I'm putting this out there? You know, that's a good check. So it's like, do I want to like this content? Would I comment on this? You know, that's a good barometer, because if you're not going to do it yourself, then what makes you think anyone else is going to? Let's be honest.
Yeah, holy cow, that was jam-packed with so much good stuff. And I love the idea of selling the dream and not just focusing on the features and what you provide, but thinking holistically about the person's life. Like, what do they desire? What are they trying to avoid and their pain points in their life? And that really goes back to you guys when we talk so much about knowing your audience and having that one person who you're speaking to. And as Derren mentioned, that one tagline, when they see it in 30 seconds, they should know if it's for them. And if it's not, if they leave, you've actually done your job as well. So all of this stuff ties in so beautifully, and I really appreciate all of your time today. If you guys want to get in touch with Derren further, his information will be in the show notes or the link to the video, depending upon where you're listening or watching this. And thank you so much for your time today, Derren.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Blessings. Yeah.
Thanks so much for tuning in, and be sure to keep the conversation going with us on social. We're at Meet Edgar on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So let us know your biggest takeaway from today's episode, and don't forget to tag us. Visit www.meetedgar.com and start a free trial to up-level your social media marketing strategy today. Happy posting!